Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we're here with yet another Monday Night Raw review. Now, unfortunately, we don't have Nick with us tonight, as Nick had some family obligations, but it's all good. I'll take it solo. Nick should most likely be back tomorrow, and I don't see what would hinder that unless something comes up again. But as I said, Nick's got some family obligations he had to tend to, which is all good, so I'm going to take it alone. It means more time with you guys in the chat, more time with you guys in the text line. If you do want to text into the show, you text in at 510-906-1341. Text line again is 510-906-1341. Let's see who we've got here with us tonight. We've got here in the live chat, we've got Promo Vlog, Steve Engblom, Jeff Guevara, Kristen McNutt, Logan Johnson, Tyler Yachthi, I hope I said that right. Derek Bocek, Robert Velaz Jr., Vash Starwind, Sean Cook, Zeska Streak, Chad Davis. What is going on, everybody, as we run down tonight's Monday Night Raw, which I actually really liked the show tonight. I really did like tonight's Monday Night Raw. What did you guys think? Grandmaster Wizard says, can I ask what is Nick's role? Nick is basically, co-host, second in command kind of deal. Tyler Wester says, Impact is KO coming soon. Okay, for everybody asking, Kevin Owens is not real life quit. It's a storyline. He just signed a new 5-year contract this year. That's all it is. It's just a storyline. And everyone thinking that it's real because they added him to the alumni page and whatnot, but it's nothing more than storyline. So let me pull up the text line, see if anybody has been texting in as well. As we run down, see who else is here. Fully Clutch, Crazy JJ, JTL Nation. So Monday Night Raw kicked off. We'll just go into it. Roman Reigns comes out first. Roman comes out and he basically was like, well, where's Strowman? Strowman said he wanted to meet me here on Raw. I told him 8 p.m. I'm here. It's 8 p.m. He goes, hell, it's probably like 8:05 now. And so with that, Braun Strowman does eventually come out after a few minutes of Roman, jacking his jaw and whatnot. And he comes out and he's just like looking at Roman. And Roman's like, you cash that thing in? And Strowman goes, no. Why would I cash it in tonight? For you and your boys to be ready to attack me again like last week? He said, be ready. Because September 16th is when I'm cashing this in. And I want it in a place that we've never gone before. Hell in a Cell. Now, Roman has been in Hell in a Cell before. But he's never gone to Hell in a Cell with Braun Strowman. Kristen McNutt with a $2 super chat donation. Is Strowman fully blown heel? I don't know, fully blown? Maybe. It sure did seem like that at the end of the show, that he just made a complete heel turn. So, with that, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman then shake hands, basically verbally agreeing, hey, yeah, we'll do this match at Hell in a Cell, inside the cell. And out comes Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Toronto crowd was going nuts for the thought of Hell in a Cell with Strowman and Roman. And as Ziggler and McIntyre come out and interrupt the festivities, Ziggler says that his title was stolen at SummerSlam by Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Ziggler went on for a while and said eventually he will cash in, or not cash in, but use his, what's it called? I guess you could say obligated rematch, his contractually obligated rematch. He then said that that's going to be a mountain to climb, but he sees another mountain to climb as the two guys that are considered the top guys on Monday Night Raw are standing in the ring, and him and McIntyre wanted to take them on tonight. It looked like Roman was going to be reluctant until the acting general manager, the new acting general manager, Baron Corbin, comes out. Baron Corbin says he's got a few things to set up tonight as the new acting general manager. First, he's officially announcing that Braun Strowman will be cashing in his Money in the Bank at Hell in a Cell inside the cell. So that's official. That match will be taking place. He then says the main event of tonight's Raw will be Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre teaming up to take on the team of Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Corbin then makes his way down to the ring. We'll talk about that in just 1 minute, Kristen. I'm going to finish this segment up really fast. So Corbin comes down to the ring, says his third thing as general manager is that he is going to take on take on Finn Balor, but he's only taking on Finn Balor the human, not the demon. Now, if you guys didn't hear, before Raw, Jason Sensation, who has worked with WWE in the past, sent out a tweet stating that he was at the arena for Raw tonight, that he got a gun into the arena, and that he was going to shoot and kill himself during the show. With that, WWE took it very seriously. It's like a serious threat. Like, they weren't just thinking of it as playing around or anything. Officials were called, police were brought in, and apparently Jason Sensation got in contact with Vince Russo and told Vince Russo, hey, it was all a joke. It didn't mean to be anything. Going forward throughout the night, we didn't really hear much about this other than police were all over the building looking for him, and apparently he wasn't even at the building. Police did find him. I don't know if they arrested him or anything, but they did find him. He was not at the building, and it was all, I guess, to him, a joke. Excuse me, I got this frog stuck in my throat. So to him, he thought it was being ha-ha funny. But yeah, nothing came of it. He wasn't even there. Some guy trying to get some attention, and it was dumb. One of the dumber things you can do, especially after what happened yesterday in Florida at the Madden tournament in Jacksonville. I mean, bad timing, bro. Bad timing. Yeah, Henry Cavallo. Yeah, Jason Sensation worked for WWE a long time ago. Correct. Exactly, kiss me. After what happened in Florida, that's not funny. Exactly. So moving back on with Monday Night Raw, we had Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor. Corbin had Balor in a rest hold as the crowd chanted, "Corbin sucks and you can't wrestle." Michael Cole put over Balor's performance last week in his title match, and Jonathan Coachman called it a 5-star. Corbin had control until Balor hit a sling blade on the outside, leading to a commercial break. After the commercial break, Balor was back in a rest hold. Balor came back with a forearm strike, double foot stomp, sling blade, but Corbin countered with a drop kick into a deep 6 for a near fall. Balor then responded with a flip dive to the outside. Corbin then grabbed a steel chair and put it on the apron. Balor went for a coup de grace, but Corbin moved and hit him with a steel chair, causing a disqualification. Corbin would then get on the microphone and state, "Hey, I'm the general manager. I'm new here. It's the first time I've done this. I forgot to state, this match is no disqualification. Restart the match." Like, really, guy? So Corbin restarted the match, hit Balor with the chair, used the end of days, got the pinfall. About an 11-minute match. They then aired a video package for Triple H versus The Undertaker with comments and predictions from Ric Flair, Christian, Mick Foley, Jeff Jarrett, and Kevin Nash. They then announced that Shawn Michaels will be on Raw next week to talk about this big end of an era match. And according to Mike Johnson over at PW Insider, he's also stating that Shawn Michaels is not the only legend scheduled for Raw next week, as The Undertaker is also scheduled to be in Columbus, Ohio. It's unknown if Taker will be in front of the live crowd at all, but he is scheduled to be there in some sort of capacity. Going forward, we had Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke. Apollo told Dana that she deserved to be on the Evolution show and could prove it tonight in a tune-up match. Crews seems to think that the match would be against a jobber, but Titus O'Neil showed up and said, "Hey, you're facing Sasha Banks." They psyched her up. They brought her out to the ring. This was no tune-up match, if I do say so. So Sasha Banks versus Dana Brooke. Bayley wore a Banks t-shirt as Sasha wore the brand new Boss and Hug Connection shirt. Brooke got a lot of Brooke got a lot of offense on Banks, but Banks did win quickly, about 2.5 minutes with a Banks statement. Crews then consoled Dana Brooke after the match. Let's go to the text line here, see what some of you guys are saying. 386 says, do you guys think Braun will win the title, or will Rollins and Dean find a way to keep the belt on Roman? Do I think Corbin will be bad as GM? You know, here's my thing with the cash-in. It's technically a cash-in, the Hell in a Cell match. With that, last year's Money in the Bank man, let me rephrase that. Last year's Money in the Bank male winner failed his cash-in. So I don't know, excuse me, if they would do, thinking about it, 2 men's failed cash-ins in a row. Now, I don't know if they want to take the title off of Roman Reigns this quickly. But at the same time, do you have Braun Strowman, who's technically doing this as a cash-in? Like, do you have him lose when Corbin, who won the briefcase last year, lost? That's my big thing. It's like, I can see it going either way. This one is very hard to predict. So moving on, we then had Ambrose and Rollins were shown chatting backstage after a break. Ambrose was still standing there and doing nothing. He was then approached by Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh. Mahal said he's noticed the anger in Ambrose since he's returned. Mahal offered to help and told Ambrose to close his eyes. Ambrose closed his eyes. Ambrose said he saw Mahal and himself. He saw himself breaking Mahal's teeth and his face. He said he saw Mahal crying, opened his eyes, and told Mahal, "Get out of my face," and Mahal left. We then learned that later it will be Dean Ambrose versus Jinder Mahal. Seth Rollins then came to the ring, got a pretty good reaction from the crowd in Toronto. Rollins said last week helping Reigns was about family business. He spoke about being a fighting champion. He thought he would have to deal with Ziggler and McIntyre yet again, but he doesn't. And then this time, he issued an open challenge. Out would cut Kevin Owens to an amazing pop from the live crowd. Owens was glad that Rollins was happy. However, since coming back to Raw, his own life has been a living hell. He said when he was on SmackDown, all he wanted was to come back to Raw because he thought things would be better. Owens said that Rollins had his best friend at his side at SummerSlam, and if Owens had Sami Zayn by his side, he would have beat Strowman as well, cashed in the contract, and been standing as the Universal Champion. Crowd then cheered. After motioning that Zayn was taken out by some brute, Owens said he wanted to leave Toronto as a champion. Owens said they were in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and was able to say he couldn't think of a better place to win the Intercontinental Championship, but Montreal, Quebec would be better because, that's where he's really from. Crowd then booed that, and then Owens spoke some French, which also got booed. Owens said that he would win the IC title tonight, and the crowd cheered. With that, we then get Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens with the Intercontinental Championship on the line in an amazing match that went about 20 to 22 minutes, I believe, if I, looked at it correctly. So Rollins made a comeback early using consecutive suicide dives. The third was blocked by Owens, though, but Rollins just shoved him off the apron and hit a third dive anyways, leading to a second commercial break. After the break, Rollins nailed a frog splash for a near fall, which brought on the "This is awesome" chants from the crowd. Owens avoided a curb stomp and sent him shoulder first into the post, then applied a crossface, but Rollins eventually got a rope break. Owens slapped Rollins and sounded like he said, "It's my goddamn title." Rollins then slapped him back and hit him with a super kick, but Owens responded with a stone-cold stunner for a near fall that got a huge pop from the crowd. Also warranted some holy shit chants. Crowd was super into this match at this point. Rollins then nailed a buckle bomb, but Owens popped it right back out and hit a super kick for a near fall. They started trading fists on the top rope. Owens hit a headbutt, and Rollins hit an enziguri. Owens dropped Rollins off over the top rope, but he missed a springboard moonsault. Rollins then hit the curb stomp and pinned Kevin Owens after what I would say was just an amazing match. Probably better than almost anything I saw at SummerSlam. With that, after the match, Kevin Owens was seen just sitting in the ring. They then showed social media posts from Kurt Angle about his uncertain future with the WWE. Corbin was seen backstage going through texting backstage. Strowman then came in and gave him the Money in the Bank briefcase and told him that he didn't really need it anymore because he knew when he was cashing in. After they go to a commercial break, we come back and Owens has got a chair sitting in the ring. Crowd is chanting for him. He's got this disheveled, just upset, I can't do anything right look on his face. When then he gets on the mic and says the two words that has got the entire Twitter in a tizzy. I quit. He would then proceed to walk up the side of the ramp, walk around the side of the crowd, not go through the normal backstage area, but go under the side of the stage or the Raw set, not be seen for the rest of the night. If you do go to the WWE website and click Superstars, you can't see Kevin Owens on the Raw page. You have to click WWE Alumni to see Kevin Owens. 734 says check your email. Which email? I don't see anything. Let me double check here really quick. Oh, I do see it. I think. Okay, I do see the email. I will check that as soon as we're done with the live stream. Other people in the chat or in the text line, 607 says, random thought, I personally think the automatic rematch clause for champions is stupid. You should have to defend a title successfully once before you get a rematch. If you lose it, lose your first defense and you're done. I mean, I understand that. I get where you're coming from. But it's just how they've always done it in WWE. Why break tradition now? 267 says KO go to NXT for storyline. That wouldn't be a bad idea. 631 says, really burying KO quitting, or will he cost Braun the title at Hell in a Cell? I don't think it's burying him. I don't think so. 52664 from Tijuana, Mexico says, another lame Raw. Also, you think Owens was a work? Yes. The Owens I quit was completely storyline. 306 says Sasha versus Dana was sloppy and horrible. Dana should never not wrestle ever. Yikes. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Cody triffed it. Is Strowman a heel now? Looked like it. We'll talk a little more about that once we get to the end of the show. JDF the Gamer says SmackDown's the better show. Most weeks I believe so. TJ Fritz says Kevin Owens is an amazing actor. I think he'd be good in movies and TV. So moving on here. We see Renee Young backstage, and she was just like, I don't know what that was from Kevin Owens, but my guest of this time, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. So with that, she asked them about their opportunity tonight to take on Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. It took them a lot of words to basically say that they are going to take this opportunity and strike. That's all I got out of it. They said a bunch of stuff. So we then see the Revival taking on the B Team. Match went about 8 to 9 minutes long, and not much to this match. At one point, they teased Curtis Axel doing the Perfect Plex because his father, Mr. Perfect. And in the end, the Revival did win by hitting the Shatter Machine on Curtis Axel. After the match, they gave Bo a Shatter Machine for good measure, and then stated that they wanted another shot. at the Raw Tag Team Championships. Revival grabbed the titles, grabbed the mic, and basically said that they should be at the top of the Raw Tag Team division, that this division is a joke and it's full of morons. Dash Wilder said the B Team were making a mockery of history. Scott Dawson then said that you can keep them belts clean till we take them. Excuse me. Going forward, we then see Michael Cole announces that SummerSlam will be taking place next year, 2019, in Toronto, Canada, along with NXT TakeOver, Raw, and SmackDown. You can hear the crowd going pretty crazy for that one, because, they were in Toronto. If it was me, I thought it would have been cooler, instead of just having the graphic up on the screen for the live crowd, you had somebody like a Renee Young go down to the ring and announce it, just in case the people in the building may have missed it because they were traveling to Raw or something. I don't know. But Kristen McNutt with a $5 super chat donation. I'm super confused. Who are the baby faces or heel tag teams on Raw? Well, I assume the B team are baby faces. B team, go, go, go. B team, go, go, go. And the Revival are the heels. So going forward, we have Elias. And he was ready to perform. Crowd was going pretty good for Elias. Crowd chanted, "Walk with Elias." Elias said that they were singing for him, but they didn't need to. He had a realization. When Drake told him that he started from the bottom, he's literally meant Toronto. They booed. He said that his buddy John Tavares told him that going from New York to Toronto was a disappointment. Disappointment in life. Trish Stratus would then come out and get a huge pop from the crowd. She would come down and basically was like, when I retired after being 7-time women's champion right here in Toronto with a sharpshooter, I didn't think I'd have to come back like this. She told Elias that he needed to stop talking about her hometown like this and that he should shut up. Elias said a performance from him in Toronto was like the Stanley Cup. They'll never see it in a lifetime. They then started chanting, "Let's go Leafs, let's go Leafs." And then Stratus said, "Oh, just like you winning a WWE championship?" Elias said, and then Trish goes, at Evolution, I'll be facing Alexa Bliss. And literally, Elias goes, in what? A swimsuit model pillow fight? And Trish, just with all her might, was just like, take your guitar, pack your bags, get out of here. He didn't want to, and so she slapped him right across the face. Slapped him right across the face, and this then led to Ronda Rousey and Natalya coming out. Elias then disappeared. So Trish was in the ring. Ronda was in the ring. Natty was in the ring. And out would come Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox. Alexa Bliss would just talk crap for a little while and then basically say, "Hey, I'm invoking my rematch. At Hell in a Cell, it's me and Ronda for the Raw Women's Championship." She said, "And Ronda, Natty, you're not the only one with friends. Trish, that's someone you know very well." And out would come Mickie James. So it was Natalya versus Alicia Fox. Natty had Ronda and Trish in her corner, as Alicia had Alexa and Mickie in her corner. Not much to this match. Natalya had a discus clothesline for a pretty quick 2-minute victory with the sharpshooter. Natalya, Rousey, and Stratus all posed in the ring afterwards as Natty pointed up to the sky. I could probably bet this one was in dedication to her father. So we go to commercial comeback, and we're backstage, and you see Natty, Trish, and Ronda walking around when the Bellas come up, and they're like, "Trish, so great to see you." And then Nikki just starts kissing up to Ronda. "Oh my God, Ronda, you're so great. I can't believe it. You're going to be such a great ambassador and a great role model and great as the leader of this Raw Women's division and as a champion. Oh my God. And hey, guess what? We talked to Corbin. We got a match next week on Raw." So for the first time in like 3 years, the Bellas are going to team together on Raw. Like, Nikki could not kiss more butt to Ronda Rousey. So we then learned later on in the show they will be taking on the Riot Squad, which is basically the Job Squad because they lose all the time now. They aired more stuff about Triple H versus The Undertaker. They aired videos from Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T, Big Show, and Diamond Dallas Page, with all of them giving their thoughts on the match. You know, Booker in favor of The Undertaker, Austin in favor of Triple H, and so forth. Corbin is then on the phone, and he says something, okay, I'll take care of that, Steph. He then told her that he would try to iron things out with Kevin Owens. He also then told his stagehand, I need a masseuse. In would then walk Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley like, a masseuse? What do you need a masseuse for? Because the match I gave you last week? Chris McNutt with $2 super chat donation. Bella Twins are free agents just like John Cena. Basically, that's how they're coming off to me because most likely Brie will be on SmackDown tomorrow. So with that, Corbin goes, oh, no, you know, I forgot to tell you, you've got a match tonight. And Lashley goes, okay, who's my opponent? And Corbin goes, well, you know, I'm very busy as a general manager. I can't remember his name right now. It's, don't worry about it. Your match is next. And Lashley's like, all right, cool. My match is next. I'll go out there now. Go to commercial, come back. Lashley comes down to the ring. And then all of a sudden you hear, Bobby, hey, up here. Look up here. And it's Corbin on the big screen. And he goes, I remember now. Couldn't remember your opponent's name because it's not one man. It's two men. And out come the Ascension. So you had a 2-on-1 handicap match with Bobby Lashley basically destroying the Ascension in 2.5 minutes. Hit them both with Dominators. Hit a variation of a Dominator on Victor and pinned him for the victory. Corey Graves then kept on saying, Baron Corbin, the acting general manager. So I think that's the line they're going with, you know, because Corey Graves said it so many times tonight. He was just like, acting general manager, off to a good start tonight. Baron Corbin, blah, blah, blah. Talked about he was in Corbin's wedding. And then out comes Dean Ambrose. Ambrose having a match with Jinder Mahal. Graves suggested that Mahal channeled his inner Joe Olurid and wearing a helmet tonight, which is a reference that I can't imagine too many people would understand. Match was okay, went about 3.5 minutes-ish. Ambrose shoved Sunil hard into the barricade. Mahal took control after that. Ambrose came back with a clothesline and an elbow. Mahal then caught him with a knee for a 2 count. Ambrose then countered a Colossus into the Dirty Deeds, pinned him for the victory. Ambrose didn't really celebrate long before going straight to the back. Ambrose did look different, like not just physical-wise. Like, yes, physical-wise different. He didn't wear a shirt. He was shirtless, which I don't remember the last time I've seen Dean Ambrose work shirtless. And also, he didn't do that rebound clothesline that we've all come to know of Dean Ambrose. So he's really changing it up. Corey Graves and Michael Cole both mentioned that, you know, this is the new Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose has upped his game since returning from injury. So with that, Strowman then approached Roman backstage in the locker room and warned him that he was taking that title of Hell in a Cell. Reigns and Strowman would have to wake up the day after Hell in a Cell. Reigns said that Strowman would have to wake up the day after Hell in a Cell, look himself in the mirror, and realize that he couldn't get the job done. We then had Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Again, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Match went about 9 minutes. 817 says 2 matches have been announced for Super Showdown. Have they? I have not seen that, actually. Looking here. I think I do see them now. Come on, if this will load for me. Give me 1 second, guys. So, official for WWE Super Showdown will be The Shield taking on Baron Corbin. No, wow. Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, and Dolph Ziggler. I see people keep saying 2 matches, but that's the only one I see here on WWE.com. If you guys know what this second match is, let me know. I'm trying to read through here, and that's the only thing that I see here on WWE.com. I don't know if there's anything else that's just not in this article. Oh, here we go. I see it now. It will be Ronda Rousey and the Bellas teaming up together to take on the Riot Squad at Super Showdown. So 2 more matches have been announced for the upcoming Super Showdown show. So going into the main event of a Monday Night Raw, match started at the top of the hour. Went about 9 minutes long. The whole thing was an overrun, which is very weird. Heels had a lot of heat on them. They worked over Reigns for a while and came close. He came close to a hot tag, but McIntyre cut him off with a belly-to-belly suplex. Reigns eventually caught Ziggler with a Superman punch and made the tag to Strowman. Strowman would then remain on the apron instead of entering the match or entering the ring. He then watched as McIntyre and Ziggler put the boots to Roman Reigns. This made the referee end up calling for the disqualification. Strowman will then enter the ring, and McIntyre and Ziggler would back off. It's like, hey, big man, don't want any problems. But Strowman would then grab Roman Reigns, hit him with a headbutt. He then looked at McIntyre, gave him a little nod, and the 3 of them attacked Roman Reigns. This then led Dean Ambrose to come down and get attacked 3-on-1 yet again as Reigns was completely laid out. After a minute or 2, this then led to Seth Rollins coming out. Now, keep in mind, Seth Rollins kind of tweaked his shoulder, per se, in his match with Kevin Owens earlier in the night. So they were saying, oh, a one-armed man coming down here, a one-armed man. And he came down and got beat down as well. Show ended with all 3 members of the Shield taking the power slam from Braun Strowman and the heels standing tall. Yes, I say heels because Strowman is basically now a heel. And that is how Monday Night Raw went off the air. So just reading some of your stuff here. TJ Fritz said you could have cut 3 to 5 matches tonight. I thought it was okay. Antonio Banks says Dean match was pointless and led to this long overrun. I guess, but hey, the overrun usually goes 10 to 15 anyways, so it wasn't that big of a deal. 805 says, who are the Bellas facing next week? The Riots. The Riot Squad. They'll be facing the Riot Squad. 52664 says, do you think Vince will get all the BC members with their contracts expires? That's hard to say. It's way too early to even try to predict that. 951 says the Trish Stratus segment was the Trish segment to build towards Evolution. Basically, I mean, A, they're in her hometown, so she really didn't have to travel. And B, it was a way to be like, hey, in case you haven't heard, Trish is facing Alexa at Evolution. So, 631 says to check Kevin Owens' Twitter. That stuff was posted earlier in the day. If you haven't seen it, I mean, he's got one set of images of great things that happened in his career, and then a bunch of images of bad things that have happened in his career. Fat Cat Matt says, what are the title matches for what? For Super Showdown? As of right now, it looks like there are no Raw title matches at Super Showdown. Just a lot of tag team matches. But with that, I do got to say thank you for joining me here tonight for this Monday Night Raw review. Monday Night Raw on August 27, 2018. You can follow us, PWUnlimited, right here on YouTube, on Twitter at PWUnlimited, Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. And of course, follow our good friends over there at Fightful, Fightful.com, Fightful Wrestling, Fightful Online on Twitter. If you need all your fighting, any kind of fighting really, boxing, MMA, mixed martial arts, which is the same thing, pro wrestling news, go check them out over there at Fightful.com. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy. We will be live again tomorrow following SmackDown Live. Nick should be back with me then. We'll get his thoughts on SmackDown. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good night, guys.